Hey guys, and welcome back to Castle Crush. And today we are going to be playing with the Fire Elemental here in Storm mode to try and create some giant fire elementals and see how big of a one we can make. So this deck it's kind of more of a trolling deck, I guess, but they all pretty much are when I'm creating giant cards like this. And I was actually able to do better with this deck than I anticipated. And I mean, the Fire Elemental, it's kind of a tricky card to get out there compared to some of the other ones I've used because it's not a very strong card and it costs a lot of mana, so sometimes it can be hard to get out there, and I had to put some cards in like Boneyard and also Metamorph. Obviously, I don't use the Metamorph with the Boneyard, but both the cards actually work pretty well as long as I make sure I use them separately to help delay my opponent. Especially the Metamorph because, you know, if they start playing really powerful cards, I can kind of play some powerful cards of my own that I don't even have in my deck to delay them. And right here, we were doing pretty solidly, actually, with this Fire Elemental. And you can see we have a pretty large one going, but unfortunately, they were just pushing the bottom lane, and I did not get a gust of wind or, well, I got a blizzard, but I don't have a whole lot else to use here. So, unfortunately, that was about the extent of this match, but it was a good try there. I got a handful of giant growths down. So here you can see the Metamorph in my hand in this one. And I actually put it to good use here, managing to Metamorph a Valkyrie, which was a pretty nice draw. And then we play the Boneyard. And they play a Black Witch, but I play Blizzard, and they don't clear those skeletons. So they actually go through, and the Valkyrie comes back for me. And then I have my Fire Elemental down. So not really a huge Fire Elemental in this one, but I do end up in good position here to pick up the win, which was kind of honestly unexpected. Pretty unexpected, but it was just a very lucky draw there. Managing to Metamorph the Valkyrie was really what that was. So here they start out with a Reaper, and then I Metamorph the Reaper too, which I'm not too optimistic about. I was more interested in just finding a way to take out what they were going to play. And they try to rush me, but because I get down these double Boneyards and such, yeah, it actually kind of stops their rush and makes it hard for them to push. So I can see they're still trying to rush. And I decided to go for my Fire Elemental. Honestly, I probably should have put it in the lane against the Mage there, because I end up with not really a good way to stop the Mage, but whatever. I mean, we still managed to get things going there. A handful of giant growths down against that on that Fire Elemental, and we have the Executioner frozen over there. I really like the Ice Elemental for these types of decks. The only problem is, of course, when they actually back up their melee cards with ranged cards, it can be a huge problem. So, just finally get one extra giant growth down there, but that's the end of that match. So this one here, we have double Boneyard again available, and I decided to just go ahead and play it to see if I can disrupt the Angel. Unfortunately, the skeletons don't really go in that lane so much. And you can see they're starting to set up maybe a rush, but they have a Valkyrie too. It's like a higher mana rush here. So yeah, I've got Metamorphs available. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do exactly, but... And, of course, I Metamorph 2 skeletons, which kind of sucks there. Actually, if I used Blizzard, I might have been able to take out the Storm Elemental on that try, but... Instead, I decide to play the Fire Elemental against the Storm Elemental, take it out that way. Of course, it comes back because of the Necromancer, but... I was just trying to delay them. And... now my Ice Elemental doing some damage, but now I'm in very bad shape, guys. However, this match still about to get interesting right here. because as you can see, I'm actually surviving in the top lane there, taking out their stack. I've got two fire elementals, down. And then I metamorph a dragon, an insanely lucky draw right there with that metamorph against the Valkyrie, and kind of tricky spot because I guess I just couldn't do anything in the bottom lane so much, and then they switch lanes anyways, so that match was pretty much over, but still a nice try. So here you can see the challenges of the fire elemental at the start, but luckily I was able to get it out there with, I think, 2 mana rituals. So I played a little bit farther back just so that I have some time to get that giant growth out on the fire elemental. And they're really pushing. This was kind of a crazy spot here, but they were just really pushing. Check this out, folks. Oh my goodness. 44 health left, and I managed to pull that off. Super crazy. And then finally, this was the craziest match of the entire day here. A ridiculously crazy match, as you'll see. They instantly gain a huge upper hand with 2 Unchained Demons. I'm just wondering what I can do at this point. They think they've probably got the match won right here at the very start. They even go with a giant growth on their Unchained Demon. It's looking very bad for me. But, you know, I managed to get a few cards out there. And we have the Ice Elemental for the melee. I still have a Blizzard. And I've got my giant growth down, so I'm just looking to see what I can do there. I'm trying to work on the top lane, get an advantage up there. And I managed to metamorph. 2 amazing draws right there. I mean, well, to be fair, with the cards out there, it worked out well. But, I mean, just totally gaining the upper hand there. But then they start to gain the upper hand back. I'm not sure who played that gust of wind. It might have been me. But, you know, I was kind of trying to just play a fun match. And then they get their own fire elemental out there. I think that was a metamorph too. And I play another metamorph there. Get an ice elemental. Just a crazy match here. I have 2 more giant growths. I don't know why exactly I did what I did here. I was trying to just see how large I could get the fire elemental, even though I knew the one in the middle lane had the better chance maybe of succeeding. So now it looks like they're going to win because I tried to get a little too crazy with my fire elemental. It definitely looks like they're going to win right here. Until I draw the fire elemental, and all of a sudden I realize I have a fire elemental and it can do damage to castles. So anyways, leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought in the comments about this video and what other types of content I should create. Maybe subscribe if you're new to my channel. And thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more videos.